Two people walk into the same negotiation, same deal, same opportunity. One leaves with exactly what they wanted. The other leaves thinking, well, at least it is something. Here is the uncomfortable truth. The difference is not skill. It is not experience. It is psychology. Because the people who always win negotiations are not reacting in the moment. They are controlling it. And once you see how they think, you will start noticing it everywhere. In fact, most people lose a negotiation in the first 30 seconds without even realizing it. And it usually starts with this. 1. They let you reveal yourself first. People who win do not rush to make offers. They pause. They ask. Then they wait. What are you thinking? What is your budget? Sounds simple. But the moment you answer, you have exposed your position, your expectations, your limits, even your confidence. Now they are no longer guessing. They are adjusting quietly. But here is where it gets dangerous. Right after you speak, they do something most people cannot handle. 2. They use silence as a weapon. You give your number and they say nothing. No reaction. No pushback. Just silence. At first it feels normal. Then it starts to feel uncomfortable. So you fill the gap. You explain. You justify. You soften your stance. And without realizing it, you start negotiating against yourself. That is the power of silence. It does not force you. It makes you reveal more than you planned. But silence alone is not what gives them control. What really shifts the balance is what you feel next. 3. They never look desperate. People who win negotiations never appear desperate. Even when the deal matters, they stay calm and unattached. Because the moment you need something, you lose power over it. Whoever needs it less controls it more. So while others are trying to impress, they are observing. And that quiet detachment makes you lean in. You start trying to convince them. That is when the dynamic flips. But they do not just control how they act. 4. They redefine what fair means. At some point, you will hear it. I just want something fair. It sounds reasonable. But it shifts the conversation. Now you are no longer asking what do I want. You are asking what feels fair. And fairness is emotional, flexible, easy to adjust. So you begin to compromise not because you have to, but because it feels right. And once you step into that frame, they guide the direction. 5. They ask for more than they expect. People who win do not ask for what they want. They ask for more. Not to be difficult, but to create space. So when they move down, it feels like progress. Like compromise. Like balance. But in reality, they are landing exactly where they intended. And you feel good about it. That is the illusion. But the illusion only works if one thing keeps happening. 6. They make you talk more. Instead of explaining themselves, they make you explain yourself. They repeat your words. Too expensive. Not enough value. Then they wait. Now you feel the need to clarify, to defend, to go deeper. And every extra word you give becomes leverage for them. Because in negotiation, information is currency. And they make sure you spend yours first. But even with all this control, there is one situation they avoid. 7. They never negotiate emotionally. Tired, hungry, stressed, emotional. That is when people make their worst decisions. So they pause. They delay. They step back. Because a bad state leads to a bad agreement. And one rushed yes can cost more than a delayed no. 8. They are always ready to walk away. They are open to the deal, but they do not need it. And when you do not need it, you stop accepting less than you should. You stop reacting out of fear. And the other person can feel that. They know they cannot push you too far. And that pressure shifts back onto them. 9. They let you feel like you won. At the end of the negotiation, you feel satisfied, respected, like you got something meaningful. And that is intentional. Because when people feel like they have won, they stop questioning the outcome. They commit to it. 10. They get it in writing. Everything is clear, agreed, documented, locked in. Because memory can change. Words can be reinterpreted. But written terms do not move. And people who always win negotiations do not leave results to chance. Most people think negotiation is about talking. It is not. It is about awareness. Of silence. Of emotion. Of control. Because the people who always win are not doing more. They are doing less, but with intention. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it.